Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to Armored Brigade. We're going to be playing with the Italians in this battle, guys, against the actual Soviet forces, which seem to be attacking the actual sovereign territory of Italy. Now, what I'm going to do here in this particular battle is I want to get into a position to pretty much overwatch the enemy forces. I'm not so sure if we're going to be able to see over these cornfields. I really hope so. In fact, I think we could actually go ahead and use the observation button to take a look once the battle begins, kind of get an idea of if we can actually get there. We also have some air support in this battle, and I really can't wait to see what that air support is going to be like. You know, is it going to actually provide some decent support, or is it going to be just a little bit of additional strafing fire, etc.? I'm not really sure. The ISO over here looks like the enemy is attacking from a pretty elevated position, but they're, of course, attacking from the city of Cormon, and they're going to head west towards our location, of course. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do here, I want to take a look at the line of sight. So, yes, we can definitely see across parts of this field from that location. That's really the area I'm trying to get to with at least some of these units. Let's go ahead and take a look and see where our leopards are. Leopardo, or Leopardi, I don't know. Okay, so let's take the leopards here. And I want to actually move them up into the very center. This entire group is going to move together. So I'm going to take this group right here. Of course, I'll leave these units behind. This is the light and heavy MG team. Let's actually move them up right there to the corner across the river. And we're just going to go ahead and push to Glassico. This is going to be really our point of contact. So let me go ahead and advance right there. Part of them into Glassico. The rest are going to advance just over here in the front. And we're going to take this unit of APCs. I was going to add that Alpini squad, the Alpine Infantry squad as well. And let's have them fast move into Brazzano. Alright, so far we have a pretty decent idea of what's going on. The biggest thing is I'm hoping the enemy doesn't attack the southern part near San Quirino. So let's go ahead and get started. Hope for the absolute best, and let's hope that the enemy attacks exactly where we want them to, and we can use this town right here, Glassico, as a bit of an ambush for the enemy. That's, of course, what I'm hoping happens, but we'll actually have to wait and see if we can accomplish that. Off to war, my friends. Alright, it has begun, guys. We've spotted the first enemy unit. It's just going to be a standard PT-76 recon. And at this point, I just want our leopards to open up on this baby, take her out, so that the enemy can't see anything that we're doing out here. I'm even wondering if he can see that far, considering, you know, all of the cornfields around, etc. I do think they cover some of the site, at least when we use the LOS button before. Let's take a look here. So actually, he can see up to about this area right here. I think that's not too much of a problem. We just absolutely need to wipe him out. Get rid of the LOS tool there. Okay, let's take a look here. The leopard is taking fire. We are spotting some enemy ground units, but they're so damn far. Look at that, guys. Looks like they're just emerging from the woods there. We finally managed to damage the recon unit, and I think it's because it's turned away from us. But I think we need to get maybe a little bit closer here. This is definitely a cause for concern. What have we got moving over here? Enemy armored vehicles. I'm amazed we can spot them at this distance. There we go. Actually destroyed an enemy wheeled vehicle. We won't know exactly what it is, but apparently our men can see quite a ways across here. Now, one thing, this is what I was worried about, guys, and that is enemies approaching here from the south. So I'm actually going to take a few of these leopards. I'll take these right here, and I'm going to advance. Let me delete all waypoints for them and advance south. We did manage to knock them out, but I don't think that's going to be the case every time. And that recon is still a problem. Really, man? Let's advance. Alright, finally destroyed that recon unit. I'm going to advance that tank just a little bit here. Sort of spread our tanks out in terms of distance. And with some of these infantry units, I want to immediately start getting them into the buildings. Remember, the enemy's going to have to go past us to get into this area, so I'd rather go ahead and advance into some of these buildings and prepare for an ambush. Especially with these bersaglieri. And it looks like they do have a few AT grenades, so these guys could be pretty useful in a town attack slash defense type situation. I'm actually going to send them a little farther than they expected over to these buildings. Alright, enemy fixed-wing aircraft spotted. That's a problem. That is a problem, of course. We've got enemy MiGs incoming. And definitely trying to destroy our Leopards. Probably our best vehicle on the field right now. I can't say I blame them. Oh boy. We lost a few guys. Look at that. An MBT. We lost a Leopard. I mean, unbelievable. They actually destroyed our tank with that damn fixed-wing aircraft. You know, they couldn't knock us out with their own armor, but they absolutely tried to knock us out with that. Now we've got to let them appear. We've got our own air support, some MB-326s, as well as an F-104G that carries napalm, but obviously that's better used against infantry units. Let's grab these guys. No need to keep them all the way back here. The enemy's moving very stealthily. It's really hard to see what exactly we're up against. Of course, we've got some units moving down south to try and catch what they're doing. Let's grab some of these APCs and use them as well. In fact, I'll grab this entire group. And I'm just going to have them advance. The reason I'm deleting all waypoint, I believe they're calling in artillery on this area, so we should probably stay out of the strike zone. Already got a burning vehicle of theirs right there, but I'm not seeing anything else on their side. I wonder if they are trying to mass an attack, or maybe going directly from the south. That would be a really easy way into these objectives, of course, and would pretty much avoid the need for a battle, at least on their part. So I'm hoping that's not what they're doing. Pretty sure we'd spot them before they made it all the way down there, but you never know. You never know, my friends. Oh boy, more fixed-wing aircraft. It's a MiG-2. And eventually they've got to run out of support here. Oh my goodness, going straight for the APC. And the Leopard, of course. And they just completely demolished the Leopard. We've still got an AA gun firing on them. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to actually get the kill there. Here we go. No, she's going to get away. But they absolutely destroyed our Leopard. Sneaky little bastards. At least we see where the rest of the enemy is, or at least part of them. Another fixed-wing aircraft attack. I mean, the Soviets have declared all-out war on us here. They are just bombarding us to no end. We're not going to stop. Keep on fighting, boys. Your comrades may be burning behind you, but we've got to defend Italia. There we go. Another front hull destroyed there on that vehicle. But we've got to find where the rest of these units are coming from. I'm actually going to take the scout team, send them into town. Hopefully they don't get ambushed, but maybe we can kind of discover what's going on. And for this Bersaglieri, I'm going to go ahead and fast move over to this area. Definitely try to hit the location where we had the most infantry units. So they've got eyes on us for sure. They've got a scout somewhere here that we're just not spotting. There's a scout. I see him. Gonna be down here to the south. Let's delete all. We've got to get our commander a bit closer for sure. All these guys are on the way, though. It's gonna be hidden somewhere over here. Could be in another section of the battle. Or of the battlefield, I should say, but I don't think so. Although I am thinking that most of the enemies might be coming out of Cormont, so we might discover here that we need to move these tanks elsewhere. So far, though, all right, we've spotted them once again. Right where they are. The enemy has been spotted. I want to delete all waypoints there. Delete all waypoints on this APC. Hopefully, they're going to actually fire at that location. But another thing we've done is come into contact with the enemy here in town. So I'm definitely happy that we sent the scouts down to take a look at what's going on. Right now, both of these units are trying to knock that guy out. But we've got to know, are the rest of these units attacking in this area? I just don't know. Unless we can get eyes on some more enemy units, I don't feel comfortable calling in any sort of airstrikes. We really got to spot like a nice group of at least 3 or 4 massed together. Then I know for sure they're moving in that location. We're going to start to advance a little closer here to Cormon. We haven't seen any enemy units in a long time. I've still got some tanks that are going to stay up here in case they attack, but I'm worried that they're sneaking past us and we're just not spotting them, because we certainly should have had some major contacts by now. Okay, there we go. Spotted another tracked vehicle. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and call in the air support. Let's call in the CAS. It's going to take a few minutes to get in here anyway, about close to 4 minutes. So just in case the enemy's there, and sure enough, I don't think it's an additional vehicle. I think it's just the same one, and pretty much we just raked it with enough automatic machine gun fire to put holes in the entire thing and Swiss cheese it. She's definitely gone for good. Fire, that's going to be artillery. The enemy seems to have a tremendous amount of artillery in this battle, a tremendous amount of air power as well. We've got very little in terms of support here. Let's get out of Brazzano. Oh, there we go. We've got more of them. Cancel that order. So I'm just going to wait here, and hopefully all of their recon units will just show up in this area and pretty much offer to get destroyed. I'm going to call in some more air support in this area as well. So let's do it. Another CAS. It looks like we can't call in 2 at the same time. We could drop the napalm here on the town. I know, it sounds brutal. You know what? I'm going to call it. No. Forget it. Because we're going to keep advancing. Let's just keep advancing, at least with a few of these guys. So I'll grab these guys and advance into town over here. Into Brazzano. Further into Brazzano. Stay on those machine guns, boys. Leave the HQ right there. I don't really want them getting targeted. And I feel like the closer we get, the more dangerous things get. We're taking mortar fire all the way back here, man. These guys are playing a little trick on us for sure. Gonna have to advance. Just gonna have to advance with the rest of these guys. So let's do that. Let's grab everybody in this area, and we'll advance sort of to the northern part here of the city. It's gonna be a little complicated, but they'll make it happen. And there we go. We can see some more enemies moving here. It'd be really nice to get these units behind these buildings right here. And I think that's exactly what I'm gonna go for, so let me do it. And look at that. Sure enough, yeah, we got major enemies attacks here. IFVs, a few other units. I'm confident that this is going to be where they're going to be attacking from. Drop the napalm. And again, it's going to take quite a while for us to get our units up here. Let me delete the Bersaglieri weapon squad. There we go. Great hit on the right hull. See, now that we can actually spot them from this town, we're starting to see a little bit more of the situation. Stop the light MG team right there. There's no need for them to get closer and get destroyed ultimately. Let's keep our eyes on that air support. Let me see. Do we have the tank over here? We do have another tank here. I am going to be moving him and a few of these other folks to this area. In fact, I think they've already got eyes on the area. But just in case. Get it, get it, get it. Get through that armor. Here we go, guys. That's our air support. And finally destroyed by the MB-326. Fortunately, it's also taking fire. The MB-326 is taking fire. Come on, knock it out, boys. I don't know why the artillery, or I should say the air support icon is staying there. It's a little weird. Beautiful. Another kill there by our Leopard. We did lose one of the APCs, though. I think the enemy's just hitting us with a lot of mortar fire. That's all I can guess. Yeah, it looks like mortar fire from what I can see at this distance. Here we go. Infantry moving to the south. This is what I was worried about. They're moving all the way to the south. We've got, of course, guys on task moving in that direction. But this would be an easy way, a really easy way for them to take this area. Still regrouping. At least we've got men moving in that direction, but I don't like that they're still regrouping. Let's grab these guys some mechanized divisions. Just to feel a little safer, I'm going to have them fast move over here, just to make sure that nobody's getting behind us here. I don't think so, though. Another enemy unit destroyed right there. Let's just try to wipe out the infantry they've got in this area here. Again, that's what I was worried about, was that southern swing. We don't have any units right there on the southern border. Here we go, but definitely most of the enemy units, I'm pretty sure anyway, in this location. Looks like they're moving back with some of their mechanized divisions. They seem to know what we're going for. They seem to know that we see them. Gotta keep hitting that APC. Come on, knock her out, baby. I want to knock out some enemy tanks here. We're not spotting any T-76s, at least not at this point. Maybe they'll come out in a little bit later. Come on, get in the napalm firing line. Get in there. Not a single one of the units in that squad got knocked out. That's frustrating. Here we go, guys. We've got the incoming napalm. I'm not sure it's going to do much, though, in this area. Hopefully our planes can actually provide some additional support fire there. And maybe sort of drop where they feel is best. Is that possible? Oh, nice! Hull destroyed. That's by the Leopard. That's by one of our tanks that actually knocked that hull out. Nonetheless, not bad. I'm not seeing any napalm on the field, though. Not sure if we just didn't drop it, or I guess that's fine. As long as we knocked out one of those enemy vehicles, I think that's a pretty decent trade. Let's delete that waypoint as well. And this is pretty much the road of death. Any of the enemies that have tried to get up here have been annihilated. Now the infantry, it looks like the mech infantry is trying to make it across too. Even getting into some buildings. Now there's a smart strategic move. Knock them out, boys. Nice, look at that. They're dropping all over the place. This is what you get for crossing the Italian borders, you dogs. Gonna completely destroy these units if we want to show the Soviets that they don't belong here. So we're just gonna keep on firing. Let's see what's coming up the street here. Looks like just another standard APC. Not seeing much in the way of Soviet armor. My concern is that it's already made it through, number one. And number two, that it hasn't arrived yet and is going to really destroy us once it gets here. Now, we do have infantry units with plenty of anti-tank weapons, etc. This is, of course, modern combat, so we're pretty prepared for that. Still, I'm a little worried. Good shooting, boys. Molto bene. That motorized rifle squad. And over here, I'm almost thinking we should move in with a tracked vehicle. That's certainly going to be an enemy tank. Let's get the Bersaglieri squad. I'm going to delete his waypoint. And I'm going to actually have him fast move into the building here. Again, I think this is our only unit in this area with an anti-tank weapon. Let's fast move with this guy into this building as well. Fast move with this Bersaglieri into that building. Try to make this sort of like an anti-tank nightmare, pretty much. Look at this. The troops are even trying to advance, even with all of our guns on them. They can't possibly see every single one of our guns, or they would not be advancing at this point. There we go. Wow. Didn't even see that guy moving through, but one of our boys did. Now that's the tracked vehicle I really want to take out. We could send in the cast vehicle at this point. Nobody would hold it against me. It's on a road. Some more units could come through. You know what? I'm calling in the cast. Air support. Come on, boys. Fixed-wing aircraft, that's bad. Fixed-wing aircraft has been extremely detrimental to our forces in this battle. I mean, no doubt about it, it has caused problems. Sorry about that. There we go, let's see where he drops it this time. Drops him right there on top of our Leopard. Again, just doing their best to try and wipe out every single one of our tanks. I believe he actually immobilized that Leopard. Pick him up, boys. Look at all those dead Soviets around. Those are the kind of casualties we need to get. They are not letting our infantry get into these buildings, and I wonder why. Of course, they know that this infantry is going to have some anti-tank capabilities, and if we get them into those buildings, it's going to be very hard for those tanks to swing by. I'm trying to destroy this as quickly as possible. Alright, well done, boys. Got the motorized rifle squad before they could get into the building, and also knocked out another enemy APC. Thinking all the enemy has left now is going to be tanks and infantry units, and they're certainly going to try to get on past us with them. Let's see how easy it is. It might be fairly easy for them to get past us here. Scout team just has hand grenades. That is not going to knock out the tank. I wish we had our napalm, because I would drop it right south of that cast on that position. As far as the road over here, I think we've done fine. Look at that, more enemy air support, man. We've managed to knock out all of the enemies approaching from Gormon. Just that entire road is dead enemy vehicles and units. But in terms of the north, that's more of a problem. I'm almost thinking we should swing some of these tanks northwards to stop that incoming armored group from the enemy. We're going to stay put, keep on firing. Besides, not all of our tanks can move, unfortunately. With consistent air attacks, I'm pretty sure most of our tanks are immobilized. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness, look at that! Enemy units in the building already, guys! An enemy scout team. This is where we went to, of course, set up our anti-tank position, but it looks like the enemy got there first. I think they knew exactly what we were trying to do. And they managed to hide in that building the entire time we've been here. Man, I gotta give it to them. That was pretty awesome. Let's grab the units from Glassico. And what I'm gonna do is fast move them into town. Forza Italia, get them out of our town. Pretty good so far. 26 seconds until support. Air support. We're not even moving the scout team. I think they're probably on the ground right now, trying to avoid any of our fire. It's right there in the corner of the cast support. I wonder if they could spot him and take him out. What about the south here? Down for sure. Damage. We already damaged him. He's in trouble. really don't see that area being a problem. If we want to, we can drop some napalm on this area, just to ensure it's not an issue. We are ready with the napalm, after all. I think it's best to use it on these units in the north. Alright, let's call in the napalm. And you know why? I see more units approaching from back there in that area. So maybe we should actually drop it over here. Because any units that are forced out over in this area, we're going to be able to knock out pretty quickly. The only problem is going to take 5 minutes, 5 minuti, to be able to get that napalm in. And that's a bit of a long time. It is a bit of a long time. So they're either using artillery in this area or trying to drop some smoke on our units. We definitely don't need this unit retreating, but they are unfortunately retreating. Defend. We're going to let them pull back for now, but we did take out that scout team. I don't think they should be moving back, especially since enemy tanks are advancing here. We got some leopards, guys. So it's all up to the infantry to be able to take it out. It's all up to the Bersaglieri squad. Can we spot them? Wow. I think one of our leopards actually can, but he's taking fire at the same time. Leopard, be a hero. Oh, it's a missed shot. At least we've got somebody with eyes on. We had to have knocked out our leopard, or else he would have still been spotting him there. Definitely knocked out that leopard. We've got one right here, but this poor bastard. It's just a single guy. Just a single little leopard. And of course the Bersaglieri is going to get the hell out of here. Jeez, man. Nothing we can do about the APC. Tried to retreat with him, but he's not going to have time to get away from those tanks. I would probably abandon the vehicle. What? Oh, that was our APC. I thought for a second we got lucky and destroyed their tank. It's like, wait a minute. Something about this APC we don't know about. Looks like our units are going to try to make it to the woods there. What a shame, man. What a shame. I mean, we really had an idea set up there. We could have easily fired those Energa AT rifles at the enemy tanks, probably knocked them out, or at least heavily damaged them. Really sad that our team pretty much just bailed out of that situation. They're like, no, you know what? Forget that situation. A little too difficult for us. You can see this guy. You can see that T-64. Do not be cowards. I think without a doubt, either way, though, the enemy air support, artillery support, you could see it all over the place here, has really given the enemy an advantage. They're doing an okay job, man. A really good job. I think at this point we can pretty much accept a surrender. We'll give it a few more minutes, but I think without a doubt we have to accept that we've been beaten. We don't have any more leopards left. If I'm not mistaken, we have one leopard left over here, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really pull off any sort of victory. The question is, could we have stopped, or did we stop the enemy from getting to Objective 1 and Objective 2? To find out, we're going to have to fight a lot longer in a battle in which we really don't have much in the way of anti-tank, etc. So we'll have to wait and see. So already we've got enemy tanks moving in this location, but we cannot spot them. Let's delete that. Let's get him. So I could easily call this a surrender. call a ceasefire for the enemy in exchange of leaving the area, turning it over to the enemy. Of course, we'll let our napalm come in first. Miracles do happen, but not usually against T-64 tanks. Oh, boy. It's for the good of the Italian army that I pull back right now. Casualties are dramatic as is. Alright, here we go. It's gonna be our napalm. I believe it is. Weapon that he's got, man. The Vulcan, 20mm Vulcan cannon. Now again, our guys here have the Energa AT rifle. Let's see, we can spot him. We've also got an M20 rocket launcher. Ooh, did he get him? Did he get him? Nope, not bad. At least he got a shot on the tank. Come on, son. Make sure he's using the Energa, but I think for that, the enemy needs to be a little bit closer. Let's see what's going on over here. More enemies advancing. Come on, it's gonna take them too long to get into the building. So I like this, though, this simulation of how long orders take to get to the men and how long it takes them to actually follow them. I do like that. It's a really cool touch to the game. Come on, Bersaglieri, come on! For Italia, destroy the communist tank! Oh, he misses completely! He missed so bad! Except you can't aim at the ground, it's not part of the training. Again, per favore. Nervous, fire the weapon. We've got two eyes on him at this point. The Alpini squad as well, no damage. We did hit it, but it did no damage. No damage again, well, at least we're getting hits. But I feel pretty uncertain for the lives of our men here. Another Energa AT rifle. They've still got another AT rifle grenade, but he's got to get close enough for me to use it. No damage. Man, these tanks are so damn strong. The T-64, really, really freaking strong here. Love to get that napalm right now and drop it somewhere here. And there we go. Finally destroyed the T-64, man. Our men eventually made it through that tank and cracked it. The Soviet tank we don't need to worry about. And this really does beg the honest question, would we keep fighting in this situation? I mean, we've lost so many men, especially south of Glassico, and in this San Quinino area over here, although a lot of these are enemy vehicles. So obviously we killed many of them too, but you know, would we retreat at this point? Would we keep fighting at this point? We've lost so many men, maybe it's best to just keep on fighting the enemy, or should we try to save what we've got? I don't know. I'm going to see how we deal with this this tank over here, another T-64. Obviously, if the enemy doesn't have any armor and we don't have any armor either, that becomes a little more fair. Unfortunately, here you can see our boys are out of Energa AT rifle grenades and out of any M20 rocket launcher rounds. We are pretty much shit out of luck when it comes to providing any sort of support to our men, or any sort of anti-tank support anyway, with that unit at least. So I'm going to go ahead and call it, guys. I will call this a loss on my part. It's going to come out as a draw, but it's certainly a loss on my part. We can see the losses on both sides. Pretty nice little battle there with the Albini and the Bersaglieri. I'm really liking the Italians. I'm especially liking their infantry. I think using the Leopards is kind of just more of the same. I'm pretty sure that all of the NATO forces use the Leopards anyway, but I definitely prefer the T-67s, T-64s, etc. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching.